Hey everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where the title of 8.0 was announced between the last episode and this one, so that's exciting! It is time to begin patch 3.2. Oh, I don't know if we're ever gonna get caught up. We're never gonna get caught up, but it's a dream. Maybe someday we'll be caught up. We are starting out here in the Rising Stones, as there are updates here for us to get into. Characters have moved around, have new dialogue for us. I'm gonna try and be much more on top of this. It feels as though all we do is track crystal shipments and spy upon beastmen strongholds. I know it's important work, but sometimes you want to be in the thick of it, you know? That is fair, a little bit of variety is the spice of life. Thancred and Kryl are chatting. If I have to descend into the bowels of the seventh hell to find her, I will. Whatever it takes, Satora, whatever it takes. Indeed, we will find Minfilia. I have an idea how we might find Minfilia, but I'm still working through the details. Tell you later? Awesome, good to hear. Hope to hear from you about that soon. We've got a bunch of Scions over here poring over books, it looks like, and chatting. Hello, Alian. While Riel commands our efforts in the field, I tend to administrative matters here. You might say my experiences with the Crystal Braves helped prepare me for these duties. A pity I never had the chance to thank Captain Ilbert for everything. I am just glad you made it out alive, as did everyone else. Efemi, hello! I never realized Shinobi were capable of such amazing feats. Mayhap I too should take up the sharp blades. Chatting with some of our Doman colleagues. Lumvita! The way the refugees looked away when we showed them the Link Pearl fragments. I think Ermgis may have the right of it. He is a good man, but I can tell the betrayal yet weighs on his mind. Would that more of the Braves had been like him. Ooh. Ermgis, you want to fill me in a little bit more? I think I can guess, but... I'd wager those Alamegans would know where Ida and Papalima went. In fact, I would not be surprised if they helped them to flee the city. Not that they would ever admit to such. After all, half the Braves turned up and turned their cloaks during a royal banquet. What reason do they have to believe us when we claim we're friends? Alright, yeah, Ida and Papalimo, probably with the Alamegans, would make sense. Smashed their link pearls and fled. Not a bad move if they're trying to stay undercover, stay away from being caught out again. Oh god! It's the sisters. Hi, Aenor Cockburn, yes, that is your last name. You should have seen the way my man jumped for joy when he heard about his brother. By the by, you don't happen to know a reputable goldsmith, do you? I'm thinking of commissioning a pair of rings. She's gonna propose to both of them? Oh god. Aenor, you cannot be serious. He must be 3 times your size. I mean, how would you even... Surely you haven't... No, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm pretty sure, I'm confident I've talked about this before, but Aenor's she has tastes. She's into brothers, and she's into size difference. And she is not shy about it. She's ridiculous. I appreciate that we have her around, but goodness, Aenor. Praise the 12, they found him! Riel found Hori! He's in Thavnir looking after Miss Flamine, it seems. Ha! Imagine that. My brother, bodyguard to the antecedent's mother. He sure has come a long way. Well, good to know Hori Boulder and Flamine are both safe. Isildour! You should hear some of the mischief Home here got up to back in the old country. It's enough to make me think I still have a few good years of adventuring left in me. And Home! Talking with Isildour, I cannot help but wonder if we met long ago. It certainly feels as though we've known each other for years, if not decades. And I think that is everyone here? You know me, I love checking in on them. And is there anything happening in the Solar? There is a new quest, but that is involving the trial series for Heavensward, so we're not going to be doing that yet. Nope, just Unukalhai. Alright then, I will meet you back in Ishgard to continue the main story. Alphino and Tataru, good to see you again. It's been a little bit. Let's get going. I believe we are searching for the rest of the Scions still. Much as I worry for the future of Ishgard, the fate of our missing friends concerns me even more. Oh yeah, speaking of Alphino. So, in A Realm Reborn, he was voiced by Sam Riegel. With a Heavensward, they replaced all the voice actors with British voice actors as they switched to a new voicing studio for this game. I learned another of Sam Riegel's voice acting roles recently, which genuinely shocked me because it does not sound like him at all to me, nor did I ever imagine that would be a role he would play. Apparently, he plays Viral in Gurren Lagann, which... What? I love Gurren Lagann. I watched it back when it first aired, when the dub first aired. What do you mean that Sam Riegel is playing Viral? The fuck are you talking about? Anyways, I learned that recently, and it, wow. Tataru is waiting to share good tidings with us in Alphino. Flamine and Hori! Well, speak of the devil. Alphino, Satora, I've been looking all over for you. We've received news regarding Flamine, Hori Boulder, and Coltene. Really, has something happened? No, it's nothing bad, quite the opposite in fact. It seems that once they learned the Scion's good name had been restored, they boarded the next ship bound for Limsa Lominsa. They should be arriving any moment now. It's easy to forget how useful link pearls are, isn't it? When they work, I mean, and you don't mind being spied on. Quite, but what wonderful news. To think that our reunion is close at hand. Oh, that's drifting more towards Harshavant. Oops. A pleasure to see you too, Alphino. Nope, that's too deep. God, I can't do voice acting today. Thancred and Kryle, what brings the two of you here? Kryle and I have been looking into how we might track down Vinfilia. And we may just have found the answer. Right, no, Kryle's a little bit deeper. I can't do voice acting, it's just not in my skill set. I'm trying, but you know what? We're just gonna do our best and move on. Satora, when you were fleeing Ul'dah with Minfilia, you said that Hydaelyn spoke to her shortly before you parted ways, yes? Well, assuming that is true, and I see no reason to suspect that it is not, it seems reasonable to conclude that Hydaelyn commanded her to remain behind. That is to say, the Mother Crystal directly interceded to guide Minfilia. Admittedly, this is all still quite hypothetical, but I propose that such intervention, however subtle, must surely leave some residual trace. A lingering disturbance in the ether, or ripple if you will. In order to establish the existence of such ripples, of course, we will require suitable data. Fortunately, I know where such data can be found. The battlegrounds where Satora felled the ultimate weapon, and the site of my personal ignominy. 'Twas there where that Hydaelyn intervened to shield her from the magic I invoked. Kryle and I will infiltrate the cast room and analyze the ether therein. The two of you, alone? I have a proven knack for subterfuge, and I am confident there will be sufficient nooks and crannies in which to hide Kryle while the patrols pass. Besides, if you and Satora come along, who will see to Flamine's grand homecoming? When you put it like that, very well, I will trust in your plan. I know not whether this data will yield the means to find Minfilia, but it will at the very least eliminate another avenue of inquiry. Tataru and I will return to the Rising Stones and make preparations for our comrade's return. Might I impose upon you to meet them at the Lominsan docks? I can do that. Then I shall see the four of you at the Rising Stones. Safe travels. Alright, off we go to Limsa Lominsa. Also heads up, this might be a little bit of a long one. Well then, it seems they've already gotten off the boat. Flamine, Coltene, Hori Boulder, good to see all of you. Hori, you've got people waiting for you. You should probably be prepared. If it isn't Satora Lanzi. Really, you didn't have to come all this way just for us? Actually, I did. It is very good to see you all back. Is that? By the gods, it is you! Well met, Satora, well met. Good to see you again. It has been so long, Hori. Oh, Satora, how have you been? Come here, let me have a good look at you. Thank the 12, one hears the strangest tales in foreign lands. I word about you all every day. We would have sent word sooner, but the Braves afforded us no opportunity. When they fell upon us in the market, it was all we could do to escape. Tataru found her way to you, of course, but we were forced to seek shelter aboard a Honish vessel. It pained us not being there when you needed us most, but we made the most of it, didn't we, Coltene? Studied and trained from dusk till dawn, we did. We would have sent word sooner, but we knew not whom to trust, and with the vast but those dark days are behind us at last. I shall be glad indeed to return home and speak with my daughter. About that. She's still missing, unfortunately. We haven't found everyone yet. What do you mean she's missing? How could you let this happen? It got bad. It got really bad. Forgive me, I am sure you are doing everything in your power to find her. As Thancred must be. He watched over her from the first, long before me. And he will watch over her to the last. I shall pray for her safe return, and busy myself in the meantime. For a certainty, there is much more to be done. The braves may have bloodied us, but the path remains, and we shall not be swayed from it. Aye, that's a spirit. To the Scions and a long overdue reunion. Huzzah! Well, there you have it. To the Rising Stones.
Well done, sir. And with that, I believe we are ready to proceed.
Let us be about our business then. The next patrol may not be so credulous.
Why must you be so disappointingly brusque? You're not at all as Minfilia described, you know. I don't think you've favoured me with so much as a single compliment since we set out. Tell me, did your time in the wilderness sap you of all your charm? Or are you holding it in reserve for your beloved?
This is neither the time nor the place.
Well, call me old-fashioned, but when I'm risking life and limb infiltrating an Imperial castrum, I like to be sure of my comrades' motivations.
I see now where Alphino gets it from. Minfilia is dear to me, it is true, but not in the way you think. 15 years passed, when she was still but a child. There was an incident at a parade. A Gubu broke free of its fetters and ran amok through the streets of Uldar. Had I been more attentive, I could have prevented it. But I was distracted, and her father was killed. I feared she would never recover, but in the years that followed, she showed herself to be more resilient than I had ever imagined. And when she learned of her gift, she did not flinch from the responsibility, but sought to guide others on the path. She touched the hearts of all around her. Mine, Louisoire, every Scions. In those dark days following the calamity, she was our guiding light, our hope for a brighter future. She had so many dreams, and I would give anything to make them come true.
My apologies. I can see she means the world to you. I did not mean to pick at old scars.
No harm done, I assure you. But fair is fair, my lady. What is Minfilia to you?
You mean you don't know? Only my dearest friend. When I finally emerged from my torpor, I learned that nary a day had passed without her asking after me. She never gave up hope. And neither will I.
Then for Minfilia's sake, let us pray that these vestiges of Hydalin's intervention will lead us to her.
I didn't notice before that cutscene, but Thancred has heterochromia now. Alright then. I mean, yeah, no, All right, we'll talk about that later, I think. Onwards to the Rising Stones. All right, Flamine, Coltene, Hoary Boulder, we all made it back safely? Home at last. I must make my rounds and see who remains. Quite a few, actually. We don't have everyone back yet, particularly the Archons are still a little scattered, but we have a good chunk of them back. Oh, it's great to be back in the Toll. It even smells like adventure. God, I can't imagine how good that feels to be back home after all this. It feels good to be home again. To think that everyone is waiting for us just beyond those doors. Friends and family with whom we have shared so much. God help me, but the older I get, the more sentimental I become. Come, let us not keep them waiting. Alright, in we go. Time for the grand reunion. Oh yay, we get to speak with the Scions as part of the main story. Don't mind if I do, you're probably the same. Is that the Lady Flamine I've heard so much about? Well, well, I shall have to introduce myself. Nope, it is new dialogue, let's go. Nothing like a homecoming to lift everyone's spirits. Thanks for bringing them back, Satora. And there they are at last, thank the 12. Indeed. When our comrades betrayed us, I feared all was lost. How wrong I was. We must tell the children at once. They've always been so fond of Hori. Alien, Ephemy! It fills my heart with joy to see you both hale and healthy. And what of Hikiri? She is well, though abroad on a mission at present. It just wasn't the same without you. Welcome back, my lady. I worry that Aramgus is getting a bit carried away, but I suppose I can overlook it on this occasion. He was drinking last time we were here too. Oh, we could do with a bit more of that around here. Heartfelt reunions with stalwart companions. Brings a bloody tear to the eye. Oh, he's drunk. He's so drunk. Oh no. Clemens! First Ochre, now Hori. A passing fancy I could suffer, but this? She's hopeless, utterly hopeless! I take it Aelor is losing her shit. Aye, I heard it all from Alian. So where is she? If I'm to greet the songsters of Ul'dah, I would do so at my feet. She is right over there by the bar. To secret oneself in a ship's hold to secure safe passage to a faraway land. This is a tale we know all too well. When they are well rested, I should like to seek a formal introduction. Why wait, my friend? Come, there is no need to be shy. Pray grant me a moment longer at least, though I am happy to oblige you, my legs are rather less accommodating. Yeah, the Domans went through much similar not too long ago. Coltene, are you okay over there? Oh my, decisions. Oh my goodness. Huzzah, he has returned. Together my brother and I shall serve the Scions till the breaking of an 8th dawn. That would imply an 8th umbral calamity, so let's not hope for that actually. Ochre, what in the 7 hells drove my little brother to come to Mordona? Why, you and the Scions, of course. For 1,000 days I trained that I might grow as strong as you, that I might fight alongside you. Yet now that you are here, I sense that you have surpassed me once more. No, do not tell me. You trained with the Honish, did you not? Your eyes do not seem to deceive, brother. I have studied the trials of the braves and drunk deep with the souls of mine enemies. Oh god, he made a relic weapon. Oh god. Okay, that's fun. That is fun lore to know. Okay. And Coltene, how are you hanging in there? Glad though I am to be home, I cannot help but think of those who have yet to return. Once we have settled in, I would join the search. Respectable. But you need to rest up first. It's been so long since I've seen them all like this. Too long. 'Twas the chaos born of my foolish ambition which forced them to flee. Though they are returned, there are others yet missing. Others whom we cannot forsake. We'll find them, Alphino. I know we will. Minfilia, Eno, Papalimo, every last one. And when they walk through those doors, we'll be here to welcome them home. With me at the head of the queue, of course. Alright, we have a choice of food. One is significantly higher item level than the other and more generally useful, so yep, we're going with that. I had intended to do 2 story quests today, but that one ended up being a bit longer than I anticipated. So, I have to rearrange a few things, but that's fine. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, the rest of the main story quests for patch 3.2 will be doubles. I am going to make sure of that. Next time, I can't imagine that there's going to be new dialogue, so we should be able to skip the Rising Stones update. Next time, it's time to get back to the search for the other Scions. I'll see everyone next time for that.